Good morning, guys, and welcome to Live, Laugh, Love Lucy. So today, I've decided I haven't spoken much about mental health, but I've decided to focus this video on mental health and how it affects me on a daily basis, and how I choose what I'm going to do in that day depending on how I'm feeling. And I'm going to be rating myself out of 1 to 10 on my mood. So today I am feeling a 7 today. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not overly ecstatic, but I'm not really low. I don't tend to get depression. I tend to get anxiety. Anxiety I've struggled with on and off my whole life. I've found when I was young, I really struggled with school, with friendships, with being in environments I wasn't comfortable in. I wouldn't sleep around my friends' houses or anything like that. Didn't really like hanging out with my friends. I just wanted to stay with my mum because that's where I was comfortable. And then I sort of grew out of that, and I reached sort of teenage years. But then the hormones kicked in. So for a few years I was okay. Then my hormones kicked in, and then I got really bad anxiety. I developed a stutter, so I couldn't talk to people properly, which made things even worse. So I was a very anxious child, and on and off I have struggled with my mental health. Now, I went through a good number of years finding my confidence and gaining my confidence and learning to manage my anxiety. But then I fell pregnant with Hannah, and everything changed again, and I went into a spiral of really bad depression, anxiety, and I was really ill for about a year. So I've been on and off very bad, different spells in my life. I've really struggled. I've got to a stage now where I do manage daily. I'm pretty good, but I do wake up some days and I'm really anxious and I don't know why. And I feel like I just can't get out of the house because my anxiety is running wild. But generally, most days I do try and wake up positive and happy, and I tend to think about how I'm feeling and focus my day on, if I'm off work that is. If I'm working, I just have to get on with it. But if I'm off, I'll tend to focus my day and what I'm going to do depending on how I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling low, I will do some treatments on myself, like some facials or a bit of healing that I tend to do on my own, a bit of yoga. Or if I'm feeling a bit like over energized, which I tend to get as well, a bit hyper, feel like a bit hyper, then I'll go for a long walk or have a long chat with Hannah or my friends, or I'll focus my day on how I'm feeling because every day is slightly different. Generally, I don't really get depressed. I just get anxiety, and which can trigger a bit of low mood, but I don't go into a spiral of depression, luckily. It tends to be either really hyper or a bit anxious. So luckily I don't get that depression side, but I have the other side to that, which is just as bad in ways. So today I rate myself a 7. So I've woken up in a really good mood. I feel happy, and we're going for a lovely long walk through the woods just to try and maybe get my score up to 8 or 9, because a walk can make you feel really good, and it can give you give you like a good feeling afterwards. So Jazz, can you take Marley for me, please? I'm trying to record and Marley's pulling me. Thank you.
Walk up there, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I've learned very good coping mechanisms all throughout my life. I have struggled, but I've learned how to cope with my mental health, and I know I do struggle with it. I've never been diagnosed with anything because when I was young, people didn't really know anything about ADHD, autism, or anything like that. Now Hannah's been diagnosed recently with autism. She's on the spectrum, and Hannah's very similar to me in a lot of ways, and a lot of her behaviours when she was younger is exactly what I used to do as a kid. So I wouldn't be surprised if I have autism, but again, I don't know for sure because I've never been diagnosed. She's also going through tests of ADHD, and they're suspecting she has ADHD, which would explain my hyperactivity sometimes, and my anxiety on different sort of levels. So yeah, it's a daily struggle, but most days now I'm not too bad. It's not like I can't cope. I'm actually pretty good. I tend to fill my days with things I really enjoy to do. I used to struggle being at home doing nothing, because my mind would just run wild and I would get anxious because there was nothing going on, and I'd be fidgety and anxious. But I quite enjoy sitting down watching telly, doing nothing now. So my brain's sort of almost adapted to that. So yeah, I'm in a good place right now. Each day I'm going to rate myself on how when I'm doing a video, I'm going to rate myself on how I'm feeling and choose what I'm going to do depending on how I'm feeling. So today I'm a 7, so I'm going to walk through the woods, try and boost my mood up to an 8 or 9 and keep it as an 8 or 9 throughout the day. That will be a really good result. So no stress, no anxiety, just happy thoughts and happy feelings. So let's take you on a bit of a walk. Okay, so I'm walking through the woods. It's really pretty. Already I'm feeling a lot happier, a lot calmer, because the woods always makes me feel happy. I love being in the woods. I don't like being around too many people. I find it a real trigger. So I like to sort of, if there's lots of people around, I tend to find somewhere I can isolate myself because I don't like being around lots of people. It stresses me out. But yeah, the woods are very calming, and already I'm feeling loads better. So I'm more like an 8 now, 8, 9. That's my mood. I'm feeling a lot happier. Pardon? Where? Okay, I'm just going to pause this for a sec. So yeah, I'm sat down on a bench now and I'm feeling really good. This is where I need to come, where I'm feeling a bit anxious or not quite 10, you know? Because it's nice feeling 10. Most people don't feel 10 on a daily basis. But if I'm having a really good day, I can be a 10. But I can also be a 2, 1, depending on my anxiety really. So yeah, I'm feeling really calm. This is where Hannah, my daughter, likes to come as well. We're very similar. We are very similar in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm in a happy place right now. I'm going for a lovely walk with my husband and my doggy. Let's turn you around. So my phone's not the best quality, unfortunately. So when I'm walking, it does shake and it hasn't got the balance on it. So to get a decent footage, I need to sort of stay still really, or not walk at least. So I'm just filming carefully so it doesn't shake. But yeah, I'm right in the middle of the woods on like a bench area. There's a bench here as well that I'm sat on. There's like a circle there, like a carved out circle, like there's been a fire pit in the middle. It's almost like a fire pit or something's been there, and it's a nice little area. My husband's over there recording for his YouTube or our YouTube channel. This is a really calming place. I love it. You can hear the birds singing and tweeting. This is my happy place. So yeah, I also wanted to say, now I've let me turn you around actually. So another thing I will talk about, and I'll probably talk more in depth about it, that's like on like a different video, but the older I'm getting, where my hormones are changing again, my hormones control my mood. I'm quite sensitive to like hormonal changes, and the older I'm getting, I'm 45 now, nearly 46, obviously I'm reaching that stage of my life. My hormones are changing again, and that's throwing my anxiety up in the air a little bit. I have heard when you get to pre-menopause, it does affect women's moods and it affects a lot of things for women. So I need to look into that and research it a bit more, but I might do another video on that because that's the stage I'm at right now. So it'd be interesting for me to learn a bit and also to share it with you guys. But yeah, I'll be doing a lot of talks about mental health, anxiety, things like that, because that's what I do struggle with every now and then. But I will rate my video on my mood and I will choose what the video is going to be about depending on how I'm feeling. So I think that's quite relatable. Or if I want to boost my mood, I'll do something to boost my mood, because that's what I tend to do. I tend to focus on how I'm feeling and then do something that's going to make me happy. Or if I'm feeling really hyper, do something to calm me down. Or if I'm feeling really a bit low, I'll do something to make myself feel better again. So you just have to go each day on how you're feeling and change what you're doing. I find personally for myself, the worst thing that I can do when I'm feeling low is to overthink and sit and do nothing and concentrate on all the negatives. Because when you're feeling low, you automatically want to focus on negatives. How I tend to reverse that is, if I'm feeling low, I'll focus on something really positive, and something, or do something that really makes me happy. And that generally lifts my mood on depending on however I'm feeling, it will lift my mood. I don't take any medication for my anxiety or anything, and I do it all naturally with just the natural environment around me, or hanging out with people that I enjoy spending time with around me, and it will really lift me. And I find that's enough. And I have been through spells of needing a bit of help, but that was mainly when I was pregnant with Hannah. I was really struggling, and I really, I'll go into that, but on another video, but I needed extra support, so I got that. But on a daily basis, I don't take anything. All I take is my mini pill, and that's it. So I'm really happy I've found coping mechanisms on how to deal with my own mental health, and I have improved my mental health just knowing techniques on how to improve my mental health, really, and really focusing on ways on making myself feel happy and healthy and feeling better. I also find if I cut out certain foods, if I go too hard on diets, that makes me really depressed, because I really enjoy my food. So I don't do that anymore, because I noticed there was a link between cutting everything out that I enjoyed to how I felt. So I still enjoy things that I want to eat. I still eat. I'm not diabetic, luckily. I haven't got any medical conditions, so I can still enjoy foods that I like. Not excessively, but I won't be ridiculous about it. And I'll eat chocolate if I want chocolate. I'll eat cake if I want cake. And if I want something juicy and fattening, I'll eat that too. And that really helps my mood, because me and Hannah are very similar. We both love our food. Even Justin really enjoys his food. We're a very foodie family. It's just a shame I can't cook that well. So that might be another thing I learn at some point, is to actually, I can cook, but there is room for improvement, put it that way. So yeah, I might do another video on maybe learning to cook a lasagna, or I don't know, learning to cook macaroni cheese. I don't tend to do anything like that. My mum used to be a really good cook, and I watched her cook a few times, but she wasn't one to really sit down and teach me. So it was just a matter of me looking and watching and trying to pick things up. I cook spag bowl, I can cook cottage pie, I could cook a lot of meals, roast dinners, but there's always something that goes wrong with them. There's either my timing's not quite right, and I burn something, or this, that, and I get distracted and I wander off, because my attention span's really bad, and I think I'm very forgetful as well. So I tend to put something on in the oven and I'll forget I've put it on, and then I start smelling burn, and I'll realise I've left something in the oven and it's overcooked or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of things I have to battle on a daily basis, and cooking does stress me out. It really stresses me out. So Hannah's stepped in, bless her little heart, my little girl. She's a really good cook, and she's a naturally good cook. And to take the stress and pressure off me, she said that she was going to cook most days, because she really enjoys it. So if she enjoys it and likes to cook, I don't enjoy it as much. I do cook if I have to, but I don't enjoy it too much because I get stressed with it. It makes sense. If she wants to, she cooks, and she does it on most nights now. So that's taken a lot of pressure off me, because I'd go to work, come home, and then I'd think, oh my God, I've got to cook a meal. What do I cook? And I find it a real battle in my head on how to do it and what to do and how to cook it and the timings and not to make it so it burns, and because Hannah's really picky with stuff and I don't want to upset her and cook it wrong, and it's just so stressful. If it was just me cooking for myself, I'd be like, oh, I'll just shove anything on. I'm not bothered. I'm not fussy. But Hannah's very particular. Hence why when she cooks, she can do it the way she wants to do it. And if she wants to cook me a portion of whatever it is as well, great. And Justin at the same time, great. So yeah, it's working out, and she's learning how to cook. She's learning new recipes and things like that. So it's a good thing for her to do. She's nearly 18 now. So it's a good thing for her to learn. So sorry if I'm rambling, guys. This is my first sort of mental health chat and a chat with you guys. Yeah, it's just nice to really open up and just feel comfortable at talking about this stuff, because I don't really talk about this stuff with people. I talk to my best friend about my mental health sometimes. She knows everything, and obviously my family. But to talk on YouTube to people I don't really know is a big deal, isn't it? I mean, it's very trusting, isn't it? You know, to put myself out there. So I'm doing it, and I'm talking to the camera and just seeing how it goes. So yeah, tune in for some more updates on how I'm feeling and everyday life. I'm going to be vlogging, doing updates when I do video on how I'm feeling and rating how I'm feeling, and then determine my video around that. So I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to walk filming because, as I said, it was really shaky. But I'm in a beautiful place right now. I feel happy. And at the end of this video, I am now a 9. Not quite a 10. Still feel a bit anxious, but I'm a 9. So this has really helped. So thanks, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.